I think for some time we had a trend in design where people wouldn't code, and now we're going back to that. Some of the more sought after designers are folks that also understand like engineering decision trade-offs and are almost like the PM but of the design function on their team. Talk to me about that. Do you still code? Do you find it important, or does it bridge the gap with engineers for you?
It totally bridges the gap, and it's actually interesting because that's where I found like it's like a sweet spot. So in my various positions at different companies over the years, it was almost like a Goldilocks position where it was like the first company was like way too technical. I didn't love the industry. I wasn't interested in it. And so I kind of switched over to an industry that was like more fun, lighthearted, but was not technical. Um, and so I'm like, okay, how do I find this perfect mix of like technical, but then also design and also this like funky personality that I get to express. And I get that now at my current company. So and that's just a personal, I think, preference. I love getting into a room with engineers and like whiteboarding systems diagrams and like understand. That's where my sweet spot is because I think very much in that way where it's like, okay, if this happens and this happens and that happens, um, I find that helps me a lot when it comes to design because I've already uncovered a lot of the constraints before I make the design, and then they have to tell me, no, that's not possible. So I find that that's worked best for me because I can talk in engineering speak or technical terms and and be in that rather than being told no but not really understanding why and then not really knowing when to push or when to kind of like you kind of you're able to choose your battles a little bit more effectively. And so I do find that it is helpful. Do I code anymore? No. But do I go in and inspect the code when I'm like, this is like not the spacing that I specified or things like that. So I would say it is helpful. Like this is what I always tell people when they ask, like, do I need to code? It's like, no, I think like UX design in particular has matured enough where you can just live in that discipline and have other people focus on their respective disciplines and then come together. But if you're able to like speak well, that's what I call it, speak their language, then it's easier to communicate, right? It's very similar to, I guess, like if you were to go to a different country, can you survive in a country probably that doesn't speak English or doesn't speak your dominant language? Yeah, probably. Would it be a hell of a lot easier if you did like knew the main words at least? Yeah. So that's kind of how I like equate the two.